Greetings, YouTube. What a Tuesday it has been, huh? First, we had this crazy, actually decent offer for the most Tier 2 Alpha Shards we've ever seen in a unit-based deal. And now we get all of these leaks. This video would not be possible without MCOC Trucos, which I truly believe is like the FBI of the MCOC community. They just uncover things that you think, how? How is that possible? But before we go any further, I wanted to give 3 shout-outs because I got this week 3 more donations to my channel, which I'm so thankful for. I got $4 from Nizik. Sobirov is his last name. I'm sorry that I'm mispronouncing it, but I really appreciate the $4. Then Tyler Akagi, A-K-A-G-I, again, sorry if I'm butchering it, donated $10, our first ever double-digit donation. How's that? And then today, Paxton Timpson, I think I'm saying that right, donated $20, which was by far the most. You were the student of the week, no doubt about it, from this professor. And so, as a reminder, every penny that you are so generously willing to donate goes straight to updating my 10-year-plus old recording equipment. So I'm now up to about $40 worth of funding for that. And hey, $40 is $40. I definitely appreciate every penny, and I'm already looking at ways to get the best equipment for the cheapest possible money to make my eventual live streaming that much better. So today I just want to talk about the new champs, and some of these are not surprising at all. Like, let's talk about this guy, Iron Man. We saw in the banner for the Marvel.com ad that this Iron Man was going to be introduced into the game. Good thing I don't teach for a living or talk for a living or anything. It was going to be introduced to the game. Now, I'm still skeptical of a God tier Iron Man. In fact, a demigod tier Iron Man seems skeptical because Kabam was so dang lazy with the first 2 Iron Men that even though they have a different name, and one even says Superior, which is also questionable marketing, they have the exact same animations. And it's not like one is suddenly bleed and poison immune. So I have bad taste in my mouth. I do think it's worth noting that Iron Man is one of the best champs that you can get early on in the game because he saves so many revives and potions with his regeneration, and there are people who've commented that they love Iron Man in his current form, and I think that's worth noting because when you get to be the in-game player where suddenly you're just ranking up people like Hyperion and Blade, it's easy to forget that there are people like Iron Man that really can do a great chunk of the game for you when you don't have a better option. So I do think that's worth noting. Okay, so from Iron Man, we also know we get this new Captain America. I still am really unimpressed by the shield, and I realize that it's Wakandan technology made out of vibranium. And look, there's 2 shields. There's one for each hand, so that's cooler. Call me old school, call me a romantic. I still like the classic Cap shield, the round one that I've seen my whole life, that seems like it's got bigger surface area to dodge bullets. I also like the fact that my Captain America ideally does not have a gross depression beard. So that's just another note. Now, the big question is this guy, right? Is Thanos going to be playable? And yes, as you can see on the right, he actually is being asked, is this a boss? And we're asking if this is a boss because is this somebody that we can actually open in a crystal? If we can, that's going to make those Grandmaster featured crystals and certainly the eventual featured crystals in both the 5 and 6 star that much more intriguing. I have to say, this guy, for being the ultimate villain in the Marvel Universe, seems kind of underwhelming with his special attacks. I think they're much easier to dodge. Certainly, it's a much easier fight against this guy than the Collector in Act 5, Chapter 2. And so that's kind of interesting to me that even though he is the person that can kill multiple Avengers in the game, it's still a fight that I just really don't think is that tough. So we'll see. Certainly he's got the Infinity Gauntlet glove, and look at all those pretty powerful gems, including one that, unfortunately, spoiler alert, is probably coming straight from Vision's forehead. Now we have the new champs to talk about. Now, Domino is the first of champions that, to be completely honest, I had never heard of because just like people like Gwenpool, I didn't read the comics. I didn't know. So I pulled up Domino, or as she is referred to in the Marvel Universe, Nina Thurman, to talk a little bit about her. She is somebody that is part of the X-Force, first appeared in the 1992 comics. I was 4 years old. A lot of you watching probably were not alive. And so basically she works in Cable's new strike team. So we anticipate that she's going to be the main new champion for the Deadpool sequel. Kind of amazing that they aren't making a better Deadpool, because we know that right now the current Deadpool in the game is total trash. So yeah, this is going to be a new character, and it says Cable ultimately freed her, and she came to aid him in his role as X-Force leader. So they have a bond. I don't know if it's romantic or not. I'm sure some of you who follow the comics can tell me all about it. But basically, this should be arriving at the same time that the sequel to Deadpool is coming into theaters. And keep in mind that the reason why the Avengers Infinity War is coming out this week is because they actually moved it ahead a week to make it more of a space between this and the highly anticipated sequel to the movie Deadpool. So that is a little bit about Domino. I'm sure we could do an entire 10-minute video over her, but we don't got time for that, so let's move on. Now we're going to talk about Massacre. Now this is a very confusing champion to look out, because apparently, according to the internet, there's actually two different kinds of a Massacre champion, one with two S's and one with one. So thankfully I did my research and did not talk about the wrong one. This is a really inspiring champion that also was inspired by Deadpool, as he once swore that he, quote-unquote, fixed Mexico and would travel to the United States in order to join forces with his idol. So maybe this is actually our best solution in the United States to Border Patrol. I don't know. But it looks like he's got a motorcycle similar to Ghost Rider, not to mention a Deadpool-looking face and sword and very impressive gun pointed straight at us through the screen. I think this could be a really fun champion. Like, what would happen if this is the much better version of Deadpool? I don't understand how someone like Deadpool doesn't have more of a fixed, amazing regeneration the entire time. If you have cells that can easily heal back, or at least not permanently be off, then in a game, you would think that that would be an instant regen versus having to go down to a certain amount of health before they kick in, like Deadpool is currently in the MCOC. So I'll be curious to see what the specs are. I think this character could have the highest ceiling for at least the discussion of utility in the game. So we'll see. Not a lot known about him other than the fact that he apparently exists. And then last, we have a couple of champions. WASP, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about, because this is Ant-Man's Boo. And let's just say, according to the Ant-Man trailer, she is much more equipped with badass weaponry than Ant-Man. And that's not saying much, because Ant-Man is arguably the worst champion in the game in terms of what he should be. I just still can't believe he has not been buffed. But yeah, I'm excited about the Wasp. Maybe they'll make some cool animations where she will also turn small and then grow big. I am still waiting on the day where the Kabam animators realize that if you have a champion that's like a centimeter tall, it's probably a good idea to put something in effect, especially for Alliance War Defense, that prevents you from hitting them, since you are trying to punch at essentially thin air. I don't understand how someone like Vulture can cause a miss sometime more than Ant-Man. It makes no sense to me, but we could do an entire 3-hour video about all the reasons why certain champion animations make no sense and do no service to the character whatsoever. And lastly, Ghost. Truly a ghost to me, because I had no idea who this person was either. I gotta be honest, on the left side, it looks like Spidey Gwen's been abducted by a robot. That is my next level master's degree kind of feedback. It says, the origin of Ghost, or as the Ghost himself told Moonstone, he once worked as both a programmer and an engineer at a rising IT company, because nothing screams superhero quite like working as an engineer at a rising IT company. Impressed, the board of directors with his technological prowess and genius intellect quickly rose him up to the ranks and assumed the company's flagship project, for which he developed a revolutionary processor that could physically change in reaction to its environment. That sounds incredibly cool. So what if this champion could actually adapt kind of like a Sentinel to different environments and over time use weaknesses against the champion as strengths for himself? Not really sure what that would look like, but what if this guy was like a better version and a more reliable version of an attack versus what we saw Sentinels? That would be cool. That would make sense. And Lord help us if they made them into Alliance Quest defenders randomly like they did with the Sentinels. But those are the new champions to discuss. And I just wanted to quickly I took some screenshots, blew them up, thought I'd go through them. Thank you again to MCOC Trucos, again, the true FBI of our community, for uncovering this data. And also thank you again to Paxson, Tyler, and is it Nicky's? N-I-Z. I've never taught someone that's first name was N-I-Z-I-K. I know I should be a person who slices meat because I butcher so many names. But thanks for watching, YouTube. Comment below, let me know who you were most hyped about. I'm personally, I think, most excited and intrigued by Massacre. And so we will end on that picture.